in the building.
Dig into with this game, and when you look at the season for the Buckeyes, it's almost like this strange journey where the first opening 3 games came out smoking and then went through some rough patches. And this kind of reminds me, and Matt, we discussed this, of that 02 season, which was my freshman year when the Buckeyes actually beat Michigan and won the national championship against Miami, Florida, where every game was a close game. When we think back, we weren't dominating teams that year. We struggled with Cincinnati, we struggled with Purdue, we struggled with all these teams and managed to find a way to win. So as tough as OSU, you know, as hard as it's been to watch them struggle, especially defensively, when you look at that 10-1 record, you can feel good about that, but you know this team has not played their best football game, and they don't seem like a complete team. However, when I look back at the 02 team, it was kind of the same way. The only difference was there was a little bit better leadership, a little bit, you know, guys at the very top were a little bit more focused, and that team didn't shoot itself in the foot. I will say that. But this team has a chance now to turn all that around in just one game and really secure its destiny by just going out there and executing against a team. And we know, Matt, you know this, I know this, Rodney, you'll learn this real soon. This Michigan game, it's going to come down to real simple stuff. It's going to come down to blocking, tackling, not turning the football over. You can't put it on the ground, and you've got to execute when you get opportunities. You have to dominate in short yardage and in the red zone, and I think you're going to see a little bit of mix of things. I think Urban's going to allow, you know, Ryan Day to open things up a little bit if the weather permits it. Yeah. And I think it's going to be a situation where this is going to be a close football game. This game, historically, 80% of the time or more has come down to, I think, 7 points or less. So all these predictions about us getting blown, you know, there's not going to be any blowouts here. This is going to be a good, hard-nosed, physical, close game, and it'll come down to who wants it more and who's going to play harder in the trenches as well. It was a motivated Ohio State football team. You know, it seemed like they were so driven by the fact that you're talking about their, you know, underdogs at home. Michigan comes in, they got guys guaranteeing victory, and we're hearing all this about a revenge tour, and it seemed like there was just so much ammunition for Ohio State to draw off of, and they came out swinging. We know styles make fights, and as Matt said, this was the perfect style for the Buckeye defense specifically, with Michigan's kind of downhill straight line attack against these guys who there wasn't too much misdirection. There wasn't, you know, too many things to get lost in eye control. It was pretty much you see it, now go hit it, and what you saw was Malik Harrison shooting gaps. You saw Tuff Borland sifting through all of those, you know, linemen and you know, shedding blocks and getting to the football early. You saw defensive backs who played good coverage. A lot of PI calls, we know that. Some of those balls were uncatchable over their heads. Bad calls here and there on both sides of it, but you saw much better coverage, generally speaking. And then offensively, you saw Dwayne Haskins really take control. You're talking about 318 yards on only 30 passes and 5 passing touchdowns. That's a masterful game. He was on time with the football. You know, there was a couple passes I know he wanted back. There was a couple chances that guys had to make even bigger plays. I know Ben Victor missed one that could have been huge. But aside from all that, guys came out, they executed, they played with passion. They really wanted to win this game. Yeah. And they wanted to make a statement.
Revenge tour is canceled.
Yeah, the revenge tour is canceled.
That's over. You
no tickets were sold next year in November. Try again another time. I'm sorry, Harbaugh, you still got the milk and the khakis. You'll figure your life out. But right now, it was over. I mean, from start to finish, Ohio State just dominated. Yeah, I mean,
your thoughts on this game?
Yeah, you know, Matt gave you all the numbers, and they're right up there. I mean, you talk about the penalties, and you're talking about not scoring in the red zone. All those numbers are important. The yards given up defensively, the yards not gained on the ground offensively, only about 50 yards on the ground in offense. All that's great. Here's the bottom line. Ohio State is not tough enough. They don't play physical enough. They're not disciplined enough, and they don't have enough leadership, and that starts at the top. If you're not converting on 3rd and short, if you're not scoring in the red zone, if you're not executing on your offense, if you're not executing with your fits defensively, that's on coaches. You can't go into a game with 4- and 5-star caliber athletes and you know, and the whole country knows you have better players than the other team and play like that. And to lose like that, the way they did, to get blown out and to have guys go out there and not give it their all, even in the 4th quarter, even when you know you're probably going to lose. If guys aren't willing to go out there and sell out for the team and the program, that tells you a lot about what's happening with the coaches, and that tells you a lot about what's happening inside these guys. So right now, they're missing something in their chest. I'm talking about the players and the coaches, and that's just, I can't put it any other way. Yeah, I mean, you can't go out there and play like that.
We have... Hey guys, quick predictions and just run down on the game for us. A score, and how do you see this game going?
I see the defense starting a little bit slow. I think, you know, as my man said earlier, I think they will be able to move the ball a little bit. You'll see Washington get a few first downs, probably put a few points on the board. But Dwayne Haskins and his offense is going to get going. Yeah. And when they get going, it's going to be hard to stop. And I think Urban's got a few tricks up his sleeve. You know, he always likes a couple little gadget plays. Expect that. and expect something dominant towards the end. Now, you want to cap off your last game in an epic fashion. So 42-35.
I like it.
Ohio State, obviously.
Yes, Ohio State.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to First Scores on Fox 28. I'm your host, Jay Richardson, and I hope you are ready. It is time for week 2 of the Ohio High School playoffs. You know what that means. The stakes are raised. The pressure is on. It's time to find out who's going to make the regional finals, and let's get it started right off the bat with our game of the week. Eastmoor Academy and Bishop Hartley doing battle in our game of the week. This is taking place in Hamilton Township High School. I was there recently. The Hawks starting things off. As you're going to see Philip Cole taking it to the end zone around the left side on the pylon. Touchdown. Next up, you got Eastmoor's Tyree Grace Sawyer. It's going to show his run game a little bit here with a nice little run down the side. Turns the corner and takes a shot, but tiptoes just inside the pylon. That's a touchdown, baby. Hartley holding on, though, as Angelo Adams fields this kickoff, fumbles it, but watch what he does next. Breaks one tackle, jukes a guy, another tackle, turns the corner, sees daylight, and that is called the turbo boost button. I think when you play PlayStation, you tap X really fast, it does that, because that dude is fast. However, Eastmoor does not give up. Napoleon Harris, you're going to see here, big-time catch, just snatches the ball out of the air, and the Warriors will go on to win it 19-14 over the Hawks. That is big time. I'm your host, Jay Richardson, and this is my favorite time of the night. We award our Grenades Gun Player of the Week trophy, and this week's winner is Raymel Bird. Congrats, my man.
Thank you. I really appreciate it.
QB, he can do it all. He's one of the more talented guys in Central Ohio. And first off, how does it feel to be Player of the Week?
It feels great. I've been waiting to be Player of the Week for this week's news, and I haven't got it, but it's okay. I'm here now.
You watched the show. You've been waiting for this.
I've been waiting for this.
Very good. Listen, you're having a fantastic season. You're out there making plays. What is it about you when you're on that field? What do you bring to the table that most guys just can't do out there? Because you seem to be the entire football team sometimes.
Well, when I get in situations, I have the run or pass option. I'm a dual threat quarterback, so I do those very well, both of them. So.
Well, we're watching you right now. You have an arm, you got legs, and you were telling me, listen, if you weren't a QB, you could catch the ball and you could play defense, huh?
Yes, sir.
What else can you do out there?
Whatever you ask me to do.
That's the best answer.
I just want to play football.
What are your goals for your team this year?
Our first goal is to make it to week 11 because it's not easy.
Yeah.
And then our second goal is to make it past week 11, get to states, get dubs, man.
That's all it's about.
Yes, sir.
Just win. Next week, who you got next week?
Bishop, no, I think we got Bexley. Bexley, yeah.
You'll cross that bridge when you come to it, right?
Yes, sir.
You got to enjoy the night.
Yes, sir.
Have you thought about college? Have you thought about the next level?
Yes, sir, I have.
Yeah, you excited about that,
Yes, sir.
step?
Can't wait.
Is there a position you want to play at the next level?
I'll play wherever they put me, honestly. But I do want to play offense.
You do want to play offense?
Specifically, yes,
okay,
sir.
so it's just me and you on the couch here now. What do you really want to play?
I want to play just offense.
What position?
Honestly, I don't really have a specific position.
You're just a playmaker.
I just want to play offense.
You play. All right, my favorite time of the night. We have our top 5 powered up plays of the night presented to you by AEP Ohio. Kicking off the countdown at number 5, little fella Savon Edwards Jr. in what I will call the most casual punt return for a touchdown I've ever seen. This guy's lightning in a bottle, and he's striding. No one's even close. West kind of packed it in, it looked like right there, and it's over with. Eastmoor dominates 62-0. Oh, you poor kids. Coming in at number 4, we got Kezion Brown with this beautiful bomb to Mr. Roberts right there, and beautiful play, getting behind the defense. Great catch, awesome play right there. Number 3 is the Ryan to Ryan connection. This right here is a 62-yard bomb, and he steps on a defender after he catches it. Get off my shoestrings, fella. On into the end zone, untouched. Beautiful. Number 2 play of the night is Pick Central's Terry Sinwell does what he does best. This is the opening kickoff of the game. This is a Devin Hester impression right here. He is big time, should play at the next level. 78 yards to the crib. Look at that. And he's striding it out, making guys miss. But number 1, I love because it's Old Tangy Orange special teams led by a defensive end like yours truly, Zach Harrison, who blocks it. Ethan Atkins picks it up, and he could go all. Yeah, he goes all the way. Yeah, no one catches him. No one's even close. Big time right there. That is it for the scores and highlights, but
in the building.